What's going on, y'all? I am about to rant. Feel free to drop your own opinion below. So Spotify just released some news that they will be raising their prices once again.
Brother, what's that?
Why, you ask? Basically because they can, and there is nothing we can do about it. But more on that in a second. Here's what they said. Thank you for being a premium subscriber. Starting on your billing date in July, your subscription price will change from $10.99 per month to $11.99 per month. We're increasing the price of Premium Individual so that we can continue to invest in and innovate on our product offerings and features and bring you the best experience. Thank you for choosing Premium, the Spotify team. So yes, basically, they want to raise the price because they want to. And then they're all but daring you to just cancel your subscription. If you do not wish to continue paying for the premium at the new price, you can always cancel via your account page or visit our support site if you have more questions. Asterisk. If you're currently on a trial, you won't be charged until your trial ends. Once your trial ends, you will be given 1 month on the current price of $10.99 prior to your billing increased to $11.99. How pretentious. This is the second price increase within 2 years. The last price increase was last year around the exact same time. At that point, the price went from $9.99 to $10.99. This is for all customers, by the way. I remember a time when companies used to do a little thing for their customers to reward them for being loyal. Let's use a gym, for example. If I started my membership at a price of $32 a month, and I've been there this whole time for 5 years, if your price were to go up to say $42 a month, they would usually be locked in at $32 a month. With Spotify, nope. You. If you don't like it, you can cancel your membership. We don't care how long you've been a customer. We don't care that you helped make Spotify this giant in the space. We don't care that you chose us. And let's go back to the reasoning, because they want to continue to invest and innovate in our product offerings and features and bring you the best experience. I feel like most people have a moment at least once every couple of months where they ask themselves, do I still need Spotify? Do I still want Spotify? This is one of those moments for me, because what could you really create to offer me? You are a music streaming service. I only need you to be good at streaming music. That's it. You are not Netflix. I don't need you to produce anything. I don't even want exclusive content. Don't do the Joe Rogan shit anymore. Y'all wasted too much money on that. And now you're trying to make us pay for it. Your user interface is awful. The only reason I see for any price increase would be buying more servers, because I know you're not trying to offer someone another product. You just showed us exactly how you treat customers who buy your products. I will fill y'all in for those of you who don't know. Spotify has had this product called a car thing. That's its actual name, car thing. It's a device that lets you connect to Spotify independently from your phone in your car. Simple enough. So if you're using your phone to navigate, your kids watching Cocomelon in the back seat, or you just don't want to waste your battery, you can use car thing to play your music instead. This product came out in 2022, February to be exact. In May of this year, 2024, they discontinued it. Okay, so what? Companies roll out newer products all the time and replace the old ones. No, that's not what's happening. They're discontinuing it, and the device will be bricked and can no longer be used in any capacity. So now it does nothing. But hey, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Surely they'll offer a refund. Not exactly. They will reimburse customers who bought car thing with the equivalent amount of Spotify Premium, but only if the customer asks them, which is really just another way of saying we're only going to reimburse people who cause a scene. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Knowing damn well most people are not going to do that. Spotify then goes on to recommend throwing your working device away, but they want you to find a place that accepts e-waste so it doesn't end up in a landfill. Make it make sense. If you don't want people to dispose of it irresponsibly, then maybe don't give them a reason to throw it away. You ass. This has got me thinking. There has got to be a better way to listen to music, because we cannot keep supporting companies like this. And I just know there will be people in the comments making excuses for these billion-dollar companies like they're going to come and throw some money in their pocket. Listen, prices go up. That's not the issue. The issue is how they treat their customers. Mark my words, the price will increase again next year. Look, Spotify, specifically streaming, has its pros and cons. Everything does. And this is one of those huge cons. Being charged every month on an ever-increasing scale because we want to listen to the same 10 to 20 albums on repeat, ever so often listening to a couple of other stray artists, then meandering right back to the same tried and true albums once again. They know what they're doing. They know we are not interested in listening to the billion songs on these apps, but they will use that as a selling point. Yes, Spotify did give us millions of artists, but are we listening to millions of artists, y'all? No, chances are you're not. But there's a chance that we could, okay, and we could find them any other way. YouTube, their Instagram, word of mouth, music, and artists got around before Spotify. And Spotify doesn't even really want you doing that. They're going to push artists that they believe already have some type of following, some viral hit. They're not going to push the people who have 10 to 20 monthly viewers. Because let's say you do listen to one of those smaller artists and you don't like that song. That would result in you pressing the skip button, aka not counting as a play, or you closing the app in total, which is their worst nightmare. So they're not helping you discover a damn thing. Which leads me to another con. Spotify's algorithm, just like any other one, is designed to keep you enticed for longer periods of time. So if it picks up on you searching for a song more than once, you listen for an extended amount of time to one artist, you replay a song, well, all that just earned you some new recommendations on your music, which is sometimes great. But let's say I'm looking up a song for my wife. What if I'm listening to an album to review it, or just listen to an album for the first time and I don't like it, but I don't skip any songs? That robot cannot tell the difference. It's going based off of metrics, not your emotions about the song. Every once in a while, you'll get a great recommendation, and that's wonderful. But then they overplay it and you get sick of it.
Leave me alone!
And even then, you only get there if you're lucky enough to make it out of the purgatory that is the shuffle button. This one goes hand in hand with the algorithm. Show of hands, how many of you have more than 1,000 songs liked on your Spotify? It used to be saved, or is it saved now and it used to be liked? Anyway, 3,000? Anyone have over 10K? That's a crazy number. So why do I keep getting the same damn songs in these playlists? 5 daily mixes. And I've heard these songs so many times, I can guess which will play by how many times I press the next button. Which leads me to my last con, but it's definitely not the last con in general. With the algorithm keeping the same artists and same songs on replay, it really hurts the discoverability of new artists because the algorithm just ends up reinforcing itself. Oh, you like this song? Here, I'll play it. You listen to it again. You must really like this song. Let me play it. Where's the incentive to go listen to something new or show you anything new? And this goes against your whole mission statement. I'll read again. Spotify's mission is to unlock the potential of human creativity by giving 1 million creative artists the opportunity to live off of their art and billions of fans the opportunity to enjoy and be inspired by it. You have done almost the exact opposite at this point. You have created an environment where the artists you speak of would benefit more from suppressing their creativity to create content in hopes of possibly being added to a playlist or be seen at all. And I know that doesn't say make a living off of their art.
Oh!
This cannot be the same company that pays a third of a penny per stream. And this is while making the most out of any other streaming platform by far. On top of that, Spotify punishes small artists specifically. Last year, they announced a new threshold for payouts. Your song will not pay out until it hits 1,000 plays, but it has to be within the same calendar year. So they're saying the main reason is to combat artificial streaming, but the music labels are the ones using artificial streams. Who do you think can afford that? And if this is the issue, don't you kind of already know who they are? If you can identify the issue, go after them. Why are you trying to take it out on thousands of small artists to combat an issue that maybe 3% are participating in? This part right here is pretty funny though. Some people have been stacking well noises in 30-second increments in a playlist. They've been letting that check run up. Again, some people may want to defend Spotify. I don't know why. Because poor Spotify had never been profitable until this year, really. Where in quarter one, I'm not sure what their fiscal year is. I'm assuming it's January, February, March. They made a net gross profit of $1 billion in 3 months. And all it took was for them to lay off a bunch of people who deserve their jobs and increase the price on the regular customers, when it was really, that's their fault you mismanaged your money. And now not only are you taking from your customers, but you're taking from the artists who are trying to make a living off of their art. If you're a small artist, hobbyist, I don't care if you record ASMR tracks, you deserve to get paid for your work. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there like that. And I know to some people it may not seem like much, but seeing your work accumulate money even if it's a small amount, is very inspiring and helps people go on. And as you can imagine, the opposite is also true. And it sucks that it's like that, but when you see no income from your passion, you feel like a failure. But hey, let's stop for a second. If you are making something for yourself, if you are pushing to become a better artist or anything like that, pat yourself on the back right now for a couple seconds, man. You've been doing your thing. You've been doing a great job. You can do it. And you deserve to get paid. But please don't think that you're not good because you aren't making money from it. Back to my rant. So which part about your mission statement is still true, Spotify? I want to reiterate, there are pros here too, mainly being convenience. That's what most people care about, is convenience. Paying $11.99 for your favorite artist's whole catalog is not a bad deal, especially if that vinyl or that CD was hard to find. You just download an app on your phone and you're good to go. No extra device needed. I cannot deny that. Also won't gloss over the fact that to a lot of artists, streaming sounds good because in theory, streaming could be a way to get discovered more easily in lieu of heavier marketing. But that's for smaller artists. For larger artists, the real issue is piracy. Small history lesson for the younger generation. I mean, I'm sure y'all pirate. This was commonplace. Everyone was doing it back in the day. When an album or a song dropped, a bunch of teenagers would rush their family computer, open a peer-to-peer file sharing client, LimeWire, FrostWire. But before that, it was Napster. I wasn't around for that. Then you would need to navigate through a sea of possible viruses, hoping you find the one song you're looking for. Then once you began the download, you wouldn't know if it was the right one until you played it, because anyone could name any file what they wanted. It didn't matter. It was total chaos.
Oh no! Oh no!
I remember I downloaded a song that said Lil Bow Wow versus Lil Romeo rap battle, and I was like, oh shit. You know, I'm like 12, and it wasn't them. Who would have thought? But as you can guess, this was bad for musicians because they didn't get paid for their work at all, and it cut into album sales. So when streaming became more popular, it was welcomed with open arms because it was seen as a solution to the music industry's biggest issue. Around the mid-2010s, Spotify started gaining some traction. SoundCloud was coming up. But what I really think put the nail in the coffin for piracy in general was, one, the labels came after them, and two, the popularity of the smartphone. All of a sudden, we had touchscreens, apps, and connecting to the internet didn't cause immediate panic. If you know, you know. But did it really change anything? Because now, instead of peer-to-peer, it's just Spotify is the host. And streaming completely destroyed the physical music market, so that, I imagine, would hurt album sales. When's the last time you bought a CD? Not a vinyl to go in your collection, not a CD for merch. I mean a CD to listen to the music specifically for it. Maybe 2% of you. And like I said, I understand that at $11.99 a month, you can't beat that bargain. I just personally think in the long run, you would benefit from owning a copy of the music that you love, be it digital or physical. I guess what I mean to say is, Kanye West was right. Hold on, let me finish. What I mean is, I agree with him that at some point we need to cut the middleman out. Instead of giving $11.99 to listen to the same couple of artists, because you know you are, we're creatures of habit, give your favorite artists more creative freedom in the future by paying them directly, or as close to directly as you can. Because I also believe streaming devalues the art. Especially in a capitalist society, we believe we get what we pay for, quote unquote. So when something is a bargain, we have less respect for it. That's why we want expensive cars, expensive clothing. And we want people to know that we spent a lot of money on it. Not me personally, but in general, y'all know what I mean. I mean, look, we saw what happened to cinema, movies, TV shows even, when we went to primarily streaming platforms. Constant remakes, no new IPs, horrendously bad formulaic writing. No one takes chances. Best Buy doesn't even sell DVDs anymore. The music industry is starting to exhibit the same qualities, and they don't care because they're going to get their money. They're going to get $11.99 from everybody until we all die. So what do I think is a better option? I think we go back personally. Do y'all remember MP3 players? Yes, I know they still sell them, but you know, at the height of their popularity. I feel like that was the happy medium between digital music and artists being paid what they're owed. iTunes is still up, y'all. You can buy one song, you can buy a whole album, but a lot more of that money goes directly to your favorite artist. And there are still iPods on the market, the same exact ones from 20 years ago that still work. I always loved my MP3 player. I had the red one with the USB on the side of it. I had the white one with the arrows. I had a Zune. Y'all remember a Zune? It's like the ugly cousin to a iPod. I remember in like 5th grade, 5th grade, something like that. The last day of school when they let you bring games and stuff from home, I decided I was going to bring my CD player with a binder full of CDs. Then I saw a friend of mine, shout out to JG, with an iPod, fatback, 4th generation, I think. 20 years ago, you could have all the music you own on one device access it whenever you want, and you only had to buy it one time. They can't change the price after you purchase it. They also can't remove or change music after the fact. So no J. Cole taking back a diss track, no Childish Gambino removing a 4-year-old album to replace it with a quote-unquote finished version that, in my opinion, had better mixing on the other one. No rewriting history. But my favorite part is I don't need internet access. I can bring all the music to the forest, to the beach, to wherever I want, and not have to worry about if I have a good connection or the server being down or planning the trip out ahead of time and downloading the music and making a playlist. I don't have to do none of that. Or if I simply just don't have it this month. And yeah, you could still have music directly on your phone, but who has the room on their phone anymore? Where else will I keep these videos from 6 years ago, screenshots of conversations for the receipts and the memes? That's not going anywhere. Look, in conclusion, I believe Spotify hinders creativity and encourages artists to make bloated, safe, and repetitive music. I think owning copies of your music and direct to consumer is a better model for artists and fans because they will raise prices again for some arbitrary reason. Just watch. Because similar to the other companies such as Target, Walgreens, and more who raised their prices simply because they wanted to and blamed it on inflation, Spotify will continue that trend. Because unlike those other companies, the streaming market is highly susceptible to this type of behavior. Because it's not exactly a monopoly, but it's kind of a monopoly. Which is why they're daring you to just cancel. As a matter of fact, they probably planned a certain amount of y'all to cancel. So I say call their bluff. Cancel that shit. And if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine too. I don't blame anyone for having it. I will be the first to tell you that I don't believe my ideas have their origin in the mind of greatness or that I have all the answers in the world. All this is just my opinion. This is just a large rant. I had to get this off my chest. It was burning. Everything comes back around. Eventually, maybe CDs and MP3 players, personal media players will too. Also, just food for thought. If Spotify plays music to keep us locked in, just so that we don't skip or leave the app in total, then why do we give some of these artists accolades for streaming achievements? Isn't the algorithm, like I said before, kind of reinforcing itself and basically playing the same songs on repeat just with extra steps? Can we really say the sales that these artists are getting are the same as what they used to be? I personally don't think so. I feel like the intent to listen to the music was a lot more prominent back in the day. Now it's just background music and it's filler. Physical sales over streams any day. If you want to support artists a little more, use Tidal. It's $1 more, but they pay artists 4 times more than Spotify. If you want a better app in general, then use Apple Music. Higher quality, better interface, and still pays the artist 2 times more than Spotify. Not much, but it is more. Apple, this is your time to shine. You can work out some type of different split with the artist and really bring it to Spotify. I appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. If you want to join this community where people can talk about music and share opinions respectfully, then stick around. Hit that subscribe button. If I didn't get you just yet, check out another video. I will get you eventually. Not a threat, it's a promise. Just know that I know that you belong here with us. Y'all be safe.